the Sheikh was saying that, that I specialize in trauma, and that is a fact. And trauma is something that wasn't recognized as a pathological reality until just recently. In the past few years, people have begun to recognize that trauma is something that happens, it's a wounding that happens physically or emotionally, and there's what they call post-traumatic stress that we learned and became a term relating to the people who came back from Vietnam, the Vietnam veterans. A simple fact that really, if we were to look at it carefully, should be startling to us and should be something we really, really think about is the fact that more men died at their own hand than died in the Vietnam War. Yeah? Do you all hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? More men died at their own hand than died in the war itself. Now, if we were present in our bodies, and we were present the way Allah designed us to be present, to hear that news, some part of us would want to weep. No? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is that not tragic? Is that not one of the most deeply grievous things to hear? What does that mean? These poor men. Huh? Am I wrong? Am I projecting on? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a terrible thing. But it indicates something, that we're suffering from trauma. Now, a person, when they're traumatized, what we've learned about trauma is that when a person is traumatized, their nervous system changes. What happens if a person is severely traumatized? They are maybe what's called hypervigilant. They're constantly aware of something that might be coming. They're suspicious of other people. Their senses are heightened because they're on the lookout and they're in caution to protect themselves. This can happen very unconsciously in the nervous system, right? The way we react to shock and threat is by fight, right? We become defensive. So people who are traumatized may be hyper-defensive. Someone feel that someone's attacking them even when they're not being attacked. Someone who's traumatized may strike out and lash out, become very aggressive very quickly, the drop of a hat, over nothing, become angry. Someone who's traumatized does the other's fight, flight is to leave, withdrawal. This is a strategy that people use. They shut down, they disconnect. I'm not here. Or disassociate. Freeze is the third strategy that's used by our animal, by what Allah designed in us to deal with shock and threat. We shut down, and that's what has happened. So when a person is traumatized, you'll find people who are overly aggressive, people who are overly stimulated by very little things, people who are overly defensive, and people who are dissociated. They live in outer space, or they just disconnect. They're not present. I would suggest that our whole society is traumatized collectively. We're traumatized by the news. We're traumatized by television. We're traumatized by modern life. Automobiles and the noise, and the airplane. The noise of being in an airplane for 4, 8, 6 hours, whatever it was. Traumatized by the sounds that are around us. So the way we deal with it is we disconnect. We just shut down.